Oh, we are about to learn whether abortion after 6 weeks will be illegal in Iowa. Today, the Iowa Supreme Court announced it will release a ruling on a request by Governor Kim Reynolds to make a law she signed legal. A judge previously ruled her so-called fetal heartbeat bill essentially couldn't become law. It's taken years to get to this point. So here's how it all started. Governor Reynolds signed her 6-week abortion bill in 2018. Weeks later, Planned Parenthood of the Heartland filed an injunction, meaning the law couldn't move forward right away. Then in early 2019, a Polk County judge struck down the bill altogether. He based that on an Iowa Supreme Court decision saying abortion is a fundamental right under the Iowa Constitution. But then last year, a different Supreme Court said, hold up, and reverse the earlier Supreme Court's ruling that abortion is a guaranteed right. So now Governor Reynolds is back in court asking the justices to lift the previous injunction using the argument that the Iowa Constitution no longer guarantees a right to choose. So what could happen tomorrow? Local 5's Mary Sugden has been following this challenge through the court. She joins us with what we now know.
Yes, Stephanie, the justices could issue an opinion that agrees with Reynolds' attorney, stating this ban is constitutional. But then there's two scenarios where the justices' opinions would mean Iowa's abortion access would remain exactly as it stands today.
Iowans are holding their breath, awaiting a ruling from the state Supreme Court justices on Governor Reynolds' abortion ban bill. The measure would ban abortions once cardiac activity is detected, which is typically around 6 weeks or 2 weeks after a missed period. If justices agree with Reynolds' lawyers the law is constitutional, it doesn't mean that it will immediately become law.
It would take 21 days before the opinion takes effect. They issue a precedendum, and that's probably to give people a chance to file motions to reconsider or whatever other kinds of motions they might want to file.
Legal expert Sally Frank says once those 3 weeks are up, though, the ban would be in place. But justices could also disagree with Reynolds' attorneys, either upholding the statute or agreeing with the lower court that lawyers were wrong in how they went about filing this case.
And so therefore this is an improper procedure. If they do that, the status quo remains, which means abortion is legal up to 20 weeks in Iowa.
But then there's a third option. Justices split on their opinion 3-3. This could happen because Justice Dana Oxley recused herself from the case, meaning she didn't hear arguments or weigh in on it at all. While we likely won't ever know exactly why, Frank says there's two potential reasons why she did.
If there is a true conflict of interest or an appearance of a conflict of interest. But the issue is, if they perceive an actual conflict or they think that others would view it as a conflict so that there's an appearance of a conflict, then they should recuse.
And Mary, what are we hearing now from Planned Parenthood or Governor Reynolds?
So the short answer is nothing today. So Planned Parenthood of the North Central states was set to have a press conference this morning, but that was moved to tomorrow. We did ask if we could speak to someone today, and they declined. Now, we also asked if Governor Reynolds would take our questions at a speaking event. Her team told us no, also declining to send a statement. So we are expecting to hear from each of them tomorrow once this opinion has been issued.
We know you'll be covering this tomorrow as well. All right, Mary, thank you. So here are the 3 things to know right now. Planned Parenthood says a law like this would block 98% of abortions in Iowa. The Life Amendment is still alive in the Iowa legislature. This amendment would guarantee the, quote, right to life in Iowa's state constitution and further criminalizing abortions. And finally, the ruling will come down tomorrow. The exact time, though, is not known. With tomorrow's ruling, you may have questions on what this may mean for reproductive rights in the state. Text us what you want to know. We'll try to get you some answers.